we really have to assess his skills as a negotiator. Because again,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
biggest thing that bothered me was, okay, you lose Diaz. That's fine, right? Not fine, but okay, what's next? You go ahead and not even offer Suarez a contract. You
Right.
like, oh, that's what bothered me more than anything else. It's like, okay, cool. You lose your big time closer. Where is the aggression to say, all right, cool. Now we're going balls to the wall. We're gonna go get Suarez. You allow him to go to the Braves. That they had a down year last year, but we all know that the Braves are gonna be right back to being the Braves this season. You go ahead and add a power arm like that to the bullpen. That's a concern. And that's the thing that bothers me, is that you allow him to get to go to, not all right. Diaz goes to the Dodgers. He didn't go to the Yankees. He didn't go to the Red Sox. He went to the Dodgers, the team that you need to pass to get to the World Series. And then Suarez goes to the Braves, a team that we also have had historical problems with in our own division. So these things are concerning to me, that there's no urgency to be able to offer a guy more money to keep them away from those places, because that's a big thing for a GM too. Is not because you're always trying to get fair market value. You need to maybe give a guy a little bit more just so he doesn't go there, because that's always going to be a lingering concern as a team that's in the NL East. You have the Phillies to deal with. You have the Braves to deal with. You need to offer guys and entice guys to be able to come here so that they don't go there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that David Stearns understands that, because he's not an NL East guy.
Yeah. No, I
You
could
understand
agree
what I'm
with you
saying?
there. Yeah, no, I totally get you.
There's no, like, I understand the NL Central has its own issue, but the NL East is a beast. And if you don't make the right moves, you will fall very quickly in last place. And those are the things that he has to understand. It's year 3 now that you're here. I don't need to hear no excuses anymore. I don't care about fair market value. You care about fair market value when you're in Kansas City. When you're in New York, you have to go get the fish. And I don't care how you do it. You have to land them. That's my biggest concern with
We got to pay a Met. They always joke and say that the Yankees got to pay a Yankee tax. The Mets got to pay a Mets tax because we're the Mets. You know what I mean? We don't like, historically, we're not that perennial contender that's going to win year in, year out. I mean, again, in my lifetime, I've been alive 33 years. I can probably count on one hand the amount of times I've seen them go to the playoffs back-to-back years. You know what I mean? So
twice in their history.
Yeah. So you're going to have to pay a little bit extra to get a lot of these guys. But real quick, I just want to circle back to what you asked, like gauging 1 to 10 on how you feel David Stearns, like how confident you are that David Stearns is going to be making a move. I realistically, after how we sit today, I would probably put it like dead in the middle on a 5. And the only reason that I'm going to say that is because we're on December 14th. I acknowledge that David Stearns is doing this rebuild a year late. And all I've been hearing this whole offseason, all I've heard out of David Stearns' mouth is how they ownership group and everybody's given them all the resources that they possibly need. Money is clearly not an issue. He's been hyping up all of these prospects that they have. And he's been really, it was kind of shocking to me when he was on Hot Stove at the, was that Monday or Tuesday? Where he was saying that he was kind of surprised that they were having more trade conversations than free agent conversations. So like and then we have, which I'm sure we're going to get to later, the Padres rumors going. So I think David Stearns is trying to be really active to build this team. And I've lived through off seasons where they make those fringe moves and then they say, no, we're going to try to roll through with what we got. We got some young guys coming up. They're going to fill some holes and da-da-da-da. Like, I don't really get that. I get from what Stearns is telling me that he's more hyping these young guys up to dish them out somewhere to get some help. And, oh, by the way, if Carson Bench can come up and help in center field, that's cool. But we're not going to be relying on a bunch of rookies to come up and fill a bunch of holes that the Mets clearly have. You know what I mean? I think all the messaging that's coming from the Mets themselves, which you obviously have to take with a grain of salt, is that they're going to be active to try to make this. That we're not going to sit here. They're not tanking a year. They're not punting on 2026 just for the sake of not spending money or not getting talent. They're going to do their damnedest to acquire talent to make this team better, you know? And does that happen? I have no idea, but thankfully it's December 14th and we got a little while before spring training hits.